The first component of having a good topspin backhand is having an acceptable grip. Oftentimes I'll see players and they'll hit a forehand, but then they won't change their grip for their backhand, which makes it difficult for the paddle to flip over on a topspin shot. So what I mean by that is a lot of players will have a forehand grip where their hand is near the right edge of the paddle, and that's a good grip for a topspin forehand. But then if they don't change that grip for their backhand, they just keep that same grip, then it's hard for the paddle to be maneuvered in such a way to get topspin on the ball. And so what I want you to do is turn your hand to the opposite edge of the paddle. So you end up in a continental grip. That's a good acceptable grip for the bottom hand of a two-handed topspin backhand. If you're hitting a one-handed backhand, you could go even further than that. It's all about having this play in the wrist so that you can flip that paddle over. And if you're hitting a two-hander, having those two hands work together. If I were to keep my forehand grip and I want to hit a topspin backhand with two hands, this wrist right here is blocking this from happening with the paddle. Notice if I do this, it actually hurts my wrist to flip it over. So I'm not going to hit a topspin backhand, but instead, if I can turn my hand backwards on the grip closer to continental or even a little bit past it, that's going to allow both hands to work together and this top edge to come up into the ball first. So we really want that top edge flipping over and becoming the bottom edge on a topspin backhand. Now, if you're hitting a one-handed backhand, it's the same concept, but you're probably going to turn that hand a little bit more, so we're in more of a power position with that one-handed backhand. So instead of being in continental, we're going to go a little bit past it so that we have that strength in our hand, still being able to flip that paddle over. Now, this is the Topspin Pro. It's a great training tool for being able to train your forehands and backhands, especially if you're in the house. I have a couple feet of snow outside my house right now, so it's hard to train outside, but I can actually get a really great workout on this Topspin Pro and groove my topspin shots. I can even take it apart and work on slicing the ball as well. If you'd like to get a Topspin Pro, my link is in the description. Same concept for left-handers as well. If you've just hit a forehand and you don't change your grip, your hand will probably be more on the left edge of the paddle, which is a good grip for the forehand, but not good for the topspin backhand. So what I want you to do is rotate that hand to the right so we end up in a continental grip or even slightly past a continental grip. And what this will allow us to do again is flip that paddle head over so that top edge is becoming the bottom edge on the grip. And then if I'm putting a second hand on top, I also want that hand to be comfortable as well. So I want to find a hand position for that top hand that allows both hands to work together. So for example, if my hand was too much underneath the grip, that's going to be strain on the wrist trying to do this. If this top hand is too far turned forward, it's also going to be difficult to maneuver the paddle in this way. So find that bottom hand first and then just stick that top hand on there comfortably so that we can maneuver the head of the paddle. If you're hitting a one-handed backhand, turning the grip a little bit more is often preferred. Again, so we have that strong power position, we can hit that top spin. Now remember, this video is all about the topspin backhand. And so if you're hitting a slice backhand, you can disregard this grip. I often use a different grip for my slice backhand because I want to get the face of the paddle more open. I don't want it to be neutral. And so it's okay sometimes to actually use closer to a forehand grip so I can get that paddle face really open. But when it comes to topspin, using this same grip that I use for my forehand is going to block me from flipping the paddle over and producing that topspin.